What up, my fellow NBA lovers? This is your guy Marcellus Ease, and we always hear about player tampering all the time, and also tampering within the front office as far as recruiting guys for free agency when the time is not eligible for guys to do so. But the late great owner of the Lakers, Jim Buss, and the very crafty Pat Riley found a very clever way of avoiding this with the trade of Shaquille O'Neal from the Lakers to the Miami Heat. You guys take a listen to Jeanie Buss kind of explain it here, but overtly, I don't think she realized what she kind of spilled the beans to the audience that's privy and have an understanding what was going on around the time that trade was made. Remind you that the Lakers had lost the championship. Shaq and Kobe's beef was at an all-time high. Shaq was showing up more and more overweight every other season, and it was about time for Jim Buss to make that trade for Shaq, but they found a clever way of talking about it very early to Pat Riley. You guys check out this segment right here.
Well, there was actually a discussion of bringing him back. Of course, it was when my dad was, still running the team with my brother Jimmy. But after Phil left in 2004, they asked permission because, when a person, even an executive, not just a player, there's tampering with executives as well. They asked permission of the Miami Heat to talk to Pat Riley about coming back and coaching. And in that conversation, I believe what happened was Pat said, if you guys are interested in me coming back, I would like to have a phone call with Kobe and a phone call with Shaq.
Now, let me stop it right here. First of all, right then and there, that's the okie dokie. Pat Riley asking to have a phone call conversation with Shaq and Kobe. He already knew that one of them was going to go. And Jim Buss gave Pat Riley the green light. Was like, oh no, one of these guys are not going to be here. And then the second part of this is, why would Pat Riley? We all know he signed an unprecedented deal to go to Miami Heat, leaving the New York Knicks as becoming the GM and the coach of the Miami Heat. He had a very powerful position with the Heat. He was even asking the Knicks for ownership shares of the team. As we all know, Mickey Harrison, the owner of the Heat, probably gave Pat Riley a little bit of ownership of the Miami Heat to have full and complete control of all basketball operations. Why the hell would he downgrade and go get a coaching job? Doesn't make any sense. Matter of fact, I'm gonna replay the code red, which was, hey, Pat Riley, man, what's the question you gotta ask me? And then Pat Riley goes, hey, if I take this job, I gotta speak to Shaq and Kobe. And that statement right there, it led to Jim Buss saying, hey, Shaq ain't gonna be here, man.
With executives as well, they asked permission of the Miami Heat to talk to Pat Riley about coming back and coaching. And in that conversation, I believe what happened was Pat said, if you guys are interested in me coming back, I would like to have a phone call with Kobe and a phone call with Shaq. And I think my dad at that time said, well, I think I'm, going to be trading Shaq. And I think Pat went, what? and went right back to Miami and made a deal to get Shaq in Miami. But
he went back and went early, man. He had the early bird special on Shaq. He already knew that they wanted to move him, and then he was just trying to figure out how he's going to make the money and then the assets work. That's all it was. But Jim Buss gave him the green light, was like, hey, if you take the quote-unquote job here, you won't be able to speak to Shaq and Kobe. You can only speak to Kobe because Shaq is leaving. This is very clever. I mean, we're talking about two guys that throughout their NBA, Jim Buss, he's the one that, came up with the whole concept of celebrities showing up to the games, the cheerleaders. He was very innovative. And Pat Riley, of course, everywhere he goes, him putting teams together, creating new philosophies from the Knicks, the weight regiment, the type of badass plays that they got to, putting that team together in Miami, especially going after Shaq early with D Wade, and then even coming up with the whole concept of getting the big three, which is Bosh, Wade, and LeBron James. Most teams are trying to get two guys in that 2010 offseason. But Pat Riley, being innovative, he was thinking to get all three guys. So it is what it is. As you guys see, this is very clever, very slick. And I would not be surprised the same moves get pulled today, because it does not make any sense Why Pat Riley would even interview for a Laker job when he probably has percentage of ownership in the Miami Heat, which if he took the Laker job, which is a downgrade, he would have to give those up. And he has full control of all basketball operations in beautiful Miami with no state income tax. You know, he has full power. Him interviewing for that quote unquote Laker coaching job didn't make any sense. He just wanted the early bird special just to make that deal with Shaq. It is what it is. You guys stay safe. Until next time, peace.